Carl and Damon here from Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short. And they made what into a TV series. You know what it is by now? Just like all the others, just like Donkey Kong, just like Viva Pinata, just like Final Fantasy, we are balls deep into Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures Season 1. Episode 21, we're up to episode 21. So we are staring down the end of the very first season of this show. It is Jurassic Pac, written by Ken Pontac. It's fun in the park, and even Cersei is relaxing, at least until Buzzbit gets digging and pulls up a bone. Yes, as the title suggests, this is it's dinosaur related, unsurprisingly. It's the bone of a Pachyosaurus pec skeleton. I don't know, right? I know, right? I know it's lazy but I do like the fact that they keep trying to rename everything with a P as pack related.
It made me smile. When I heard the name, I expected it, but yeah, it made me smile.
Yeah, I like it as well. And Cersei is very excited about the find, of course, even more so when the little monster unearths the rest of the skeleton. In the netherworld, of course, Brrraains goes to Dr. Buttock's lab, demanding to know where his latest inventions are. But what they end up discovering, well, he and Butler discover, is that Buttocks has been able to create doppelgangers of himself. On the news, they see the unearthing of the Peck skeleton, and Butler suggests that Buttocks clone and reanimate the fossil creatures back to life. They can make an army of pack-eating monsters that Pac won't be able to eat. Guys, it ain't always got to be this complicated. You know what I mean? Like, if he can make if he's making doppelgangers of himself, I mean, just basically keep doing that. Never
Yeah.
end, you know? So Dr. Buttocks goes to the skeleton and uses his doppelgangers to distract Pac. So Pac basically goes off to chase those versions of Dr. Buttocks, leaving the actual Dr. Buttocks to start to reanimate the dinosaur using his latest invention while Pac wipes out the doppelgangers. Just as Pac arrives, his invention finally works because basically we get these hijinks where his inventions just isn't working. But the dinosaur is back and has a ton of doppelgangers too. And basically, to overcomplicate this episode even more, he puts a chip on its head, which means Brrraains is now able to control the dinosaurs. And Pac tries to fight but struggles, as even eating buttocks means nothing, as a real one is still in the netherworld. Because that's what we basically see, is that Pac can eat all these buttocks all he wants, but the actual buttocks is in the netherworld controlling the dinosaurs with a device. Unnecessarily complicated, right?
Yeah, I mean, they could have just stuck with the whole Jurassic Park storyline, instead of doing like doppelgangers and all stuff like that. But I suppose, I don't know, maybe copyright infringements. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the whole line between parody and
Mm,
like ripping off. Like, there's no like find me eight. I mean, like how many goddamn parodies are out there of Jurassic Park in some
yeah,
degree and stuff like that. This is no different, really, in that sense. But I mean, I think it's more running time and the doppel, like when they've written an episode and they're like, okay, this isn't going to fill the time. Okay, well, what if we throw in some doppelganger stuff, something for Pac to
yeah,
do?
yeah,
So yeah, forced to run, they realize they need help and are saved by Cersei. However, Pac world is in deep trouble, and Cersei thinks if Pac eats an elderberry, he may be able to stop them. So this is a new thing. We're now talking about an elderberry, some ancient berry that's apparently exists.
yeah.
Okay, I mean, it kind of thing makes sense to me.
It does, but it seems to be like that sort of thing. Like, oh, the answer is always going to be, oh, there's a new berry. It is a new berry which we didn't know about. Something,
It's a
So
they call it a MacGuffin,
yeah,
where here's the exact thing you need to save the day or whatever is there, and it's never been mentioned before, but now suddenly it's there. You're absolutely right, but of course, but you know, it's like, well, what else are we gonna do, right?
science is going to eat everyone, and it's going to end.
Yes. Well, so this berry's ancient, and if Pac eats one, he may regress and become wild. But he has no choice as the dinosaurs are attacking the roundhouse. So what does the elderberry, actually do? It turns Pac into like a giant ape, reminiscent of King Kong. And he's able to scare off the dinosaurs, but is now wild, causes his own level of trouble with Silly trying to calm him. It briefly works, but if you don't know, if you can see where this is going immediately, because of course, in classic King Kong style, Pac ends up kidnapping Silly. So yeah, they really were all over the place with this episode, folks. Really were. You can tell that no one had a clear idea. It's like they were like, okay, King Kong idea, Jurassic Park idea, put them together because we haven't got enough runtime. Because like the whole dinosaur thing is basically forgotten now in favor of this part of it. But here's the thing, I kind of like it. I like the animation of Pac as King Kong. I think it's quite fun.
Yeah, so it's not a bad episode, but it does have to feel like more than one person written this episode.
Yeah, which is weird because Ken Pontac is just credited as the writer, and he's a regular writer as well. So I don't know. But anyway, Pac climbs a tall building, but up there, Silly reminds him of their friendship. She references past instances. So actually references previous episodes. This is so rare for our experience with these shows. We have noticed and talked in previous episodes that we suspected they were paying attention and willing to kind of tell a long-term story. But even still, it's been bare bones. Here, to have a character actually reference previous episodes was like, oh, well, that means we are, in theory...
In sequence.
In sequence, yeah.
Being the pinata, man. Being the pinata, eat your heart, man. Seriously. That's how easy it is.
Never forget Viva Pinata. There were one of times, if you go back and watch this, where you'd find an episode where we pointed out where they're like, this is referencing something that happened there and so on. But not like this, because she references putting makeup on his zit-covered face, picnicking on his planet-sized nose, or when she climbed into his ginormous mouth in the Temple of Slime. So several different series of events.
Yep.
The latter makes him angry. But along comes Cersei with a vehicle that looks like a bunch of bananas. Cersei wants Pac to chase him to wear off the effects. This eventually works as Pac falls from the building, and then he's back to normal. So, you know, the King Kong ending, but with Pac turning back to normal. I'm fine. I like it.
Yeah.
Another problem is solved, though, when after Cersei reveals that he's reprogrammed the dinosaurs to hunt ghosts in the Netherworld. And luckily for Buttocks 2, the doppelgangers have apparently risen up, and we'll never see them again as of right now. But that's the end of that episode. A mixed bag, story-wise, all over the place. But I think fairly entertaining because of the King Kong Pac stuff.
Yeah, it had potential, but I think it could have been potential 2 different episodes. One Jurassic Park and another one a King Kong story if they're doing all together. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I actually agree with you there. I think there was no legs with the Jurassic Park one. I think the King Kong one could have been actually, let's do the King Kong story. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like find a way for Pac to lose his memory. He ends up on an island and then you have to do an expedition. Like the whole, you know what I mean? Like you could have done that, but putting the two together, it is fairly entertaining. It's episode 21, Jurassic Park of season 1. What do you reckon? You got any thoughts on this? You know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at GBHBL. Just search for GBHBL and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.